Man, I gotta quit cruising. I'm gaining weight. But yeah, the Wonder of the Sea. What a really nice ship. I do have a disappointment. It's the weather. Normally, I'd be out on the balcony here doing this, but today, our last day of the cruise, it was a sea day as we head back to Cape Canaveral, is really windy and cold. And this is the first time in 9 cruises that they gave advisories not to get up on the upper deck. Jeez. Everybody, welcome to the Wonder of the Sea. Not only is this Royal Caribbean's largest ship, it is Royal Caribbean's newest ship. And to tell you how new it is we're standing on the deck here. This is deck 16 of the Wonder of the Sea, January 2023. This ship set sail for the first time in March of 2022. So yeah, this is less than a year old. So this is a first for us to be on the biggest ship and the newest ship. And to let you know how big it is, just follow along and I'll show you.
Whoa, that's nice.
Welcome to 6570, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas balcony cabin. The first thing I notice I walk in here is it's a whole new layout. You know, this is an Oasis class ship, and everything here has been, I guess, updated, more modern. And I was kind of wondering what this was. It says, "I am the key." And I did notice it starts to blink, and if you leave it out too long, the lights will go out. So I'm kind of assuming that might be a master key for this cabin. The lights are pretty much all the same. Do a little walk through here. Nice comfortable bed. I slept really well last night. You know, they rearranged everything and put all new cabinets in, which are nice. It's the wife and I, and there's plenty of room. We've actually moved in. We're here for an 8-night cruise. And this first one has got, you know, your shelves, your safe, you know, your closet space. You know, 'cause usually when you walk in, they always had like the closet and stuff over here. But now, you know, they kind of made room, use of this space. A couple of drawers where we got some swimsuits and stuff. I got, you know, plenty of room for camera equipment, and you know, I got a backpack shoved in there, trying to make the place look a little nice. I did notice you gotta be careful when you put stuff in here, because these little magnet guys here will slide around, and then that's basically what holds the door shut. The other thing I did notice, if you see the scrape mark on here, it kind of got a design flaw where these two doors will hit if you're not careful. I've already done it. Well, since I got this door open, got the bathroom, you know, very important spot to get comfortable with. Light switch, of course, unlike all these, is on the outside. This door is also held with a magnet instead of a latch. There is a lock on it though, for your privacy. We'll enter in here. Got your hooks for your towels and robes. Pretty much not too much change difference in here other than the update. And your shelves and your toilet. And another thing that always kind of, I don't know, maybe they do this on purpose. Don't want to show you the goods in there, but there's no surprises. But you know, the flushers on the back side. I do like the shower in here. I believe it is bigger. It is a glass screen. Like our last ship was the Enchantment of the Sea, and that was had a curtain. But I know most all the ships have always had a glass door, but then there's a seal on the bottom. But it is a lot more roomier than what I'm remembering. I can get in here and I've got some elbow room and stuff. And you got your double duty shampoo and body wash. And these are a little more confusing because, you know, they're not color coded, but you know, your left is your on and off, and then your right is your temperature. Cabinet's got a announcement going. We are just porting into Nassau, Bahamas. Your cabin room temperature here. And there's a big full-length mirror here to see wonderful me. This is actually important for me. I stand roughly 6 foot. And you can see my hair's a mess. I got hat head. But this mirror I can see all the way up. And you have your TV, and I guess these are for hooks for hanging things, which you gotta be careful because you come through here, you can knock everything off the hook. Get your bed lamps here, and it is nice. You got your, let me show you that a little closer. You got your power outlet and a USB for USB charging. Well, I am surprised though, everything's moving over to the C chargers, so you gotta make sure you got your other cord or one of your older cords, because I know all my Androids now have the C. They have the C port, and you know, the new charger has got a C port on both sides. So make sure you have one of your older cables. And same with this one. And there's a little shelving down there too, so you can put your shoes and stuff. Move on down here to the desk. Again, you got more power ports, USB, American, European. And then I point out this mirror. This mirror is pretty cool too. It lights up, turn it on. Got your nice light for ladies that want to put their makeup on, but you know, for me, I guess that's what the chair's for. If you sit in the chair, you can see yourself, but you know, I can't do my hair in this mirror without bending down. But and then more dresser space with all your there's a hair dryer. People have a question, a hair dryer. You know, the clothing, you know, place for your laptop or any of your other goodies. And then down here, of course, is the refrigerator. And then a nice new modern looking couch. I don't know if it's a pull out or not, to tell you the truth. Yep, you can make that into another bed. And some artwork. But what we always like, and I'll have to point out, this is something new for me. Well, the balcony's not new. If you've been following, you know I like my ocean view balconies. The lovely wife is out here enjoying it. And here we are in Nassau, Bahamas. But what we did here was, I actually did grab one of Royal Caribbean's going, gone sales. I've never done that before. Never had the opportunity, but we had an opportunity to travel on a quick notice because the going, gone sale was in November, and we are on the Wonder of the Sea here in January. So yeah, that was like a 2.5 month turnaround, but we actually booked a ocean view. We've never stayed in an ocean view. We've either done, you know, the ocean view balcony, or we've done a Promenade cabin. So we were kind of anxious to see what that was all about, but then I wound up getting an opportunity to do the Royal Up, which is Royal Caribbean's kind of like bid process where you can bid to upgrade. And I've tried it a couple of times, but for once I actually won. So we got our ocean view balcony room. Yeah, but this is another look around here at Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, one of their newer ships. Or actually, it is their newest ship. But another look here of the room. We're going to go enjoy the rest of the day, do some shopping in Nassau, and tour the ship a little bit more. So stay tuned. Sorry. Good morning. Talking to you from deck 5 of Wonder of the Seas. Yeah, if you guys have been following long enough, you know, wife's got me up early and we're exercising. And this is where the exercise ramp is on the Oasis class ships. You can also find the safety boats. And with two cruises following each other, yeah, I'm going to definitely need to go on a diet. But one thing nice about getting up early, you get to enjoy the beautiful sunrise. Another thing, if you guys know me, I like breaking the rules. Another unique thing about deck number 5 is you see the back part of the boardwalk here with deck number 6, and we're actually looking at the back of the Aqua Theater. And they got where the total of this slide comes down. If you can see all the way up there, I believe that starts up there on deck number 15. This is the back of the ship. Yeah, still nice and high. Now the other thing I'm noticing, it's new on this ship. Look at that sunrise. I'll be able to see through the glass, but they got these little, I don't know if I call them cubby holes or resting areas, but that gives you another spot to kind of get away from things. And I may find myself doing some editing here at the tables in the morning when the wife's doing her little roundy rounds, as long as there's good internet down here. But yeah, been on the Aurora and the Oasis. I don't remember these little cubby holes on deck 5, but there's one here and one on the other side of the ship. The one on the other side of the ship had the shuffleboard and a ping pong table. So yeah, as far as I know, these are new. But the other thing you find here in deck 5 is what the Royal Caribbean ships are known for, their Royal Promenade. This is where you'll find a lot of shopping. It's lit up nicely. They must have dropped the balloons last night. Morning. They do have Starbucks on the ship. Morning, guys. Morning. Got the karaoke bar there. Bolero's bar here. And they have a lot of shopping happens in the center. With all their sales and stuff. You got your smell good shop. And then your drink good shop. And then, of course, your royal swag. Found Route 66. Another bar. And one of our classic favorites, Sorrento's. This is where the pizza's at. I gotta check something out on the machines here. We always get the refreshment package, which means I'm able to get popped. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we usually always get a refreshment package, which gives you pretty much all the drinks on the ship that are non-alcoholic at no extra cost from what you pay for the refreshment package. But they have these Coca-Cola machines on here. And what I found in the Caribbean is there's like no Mountain Dew, and I'm a Mountain Dew drinker. And I discovered, I'm not a really big soda drinker, I lie, that they have mellow yellow, and oh my god, mellow yellow's out on this one. This one. Now what's the next best thing to Mountain Dew? It's mellow yellow. And you can actually, these machines, zap a little extra flavor in if you want. I'm just going to go with the old-fashioned route and then push the go. way to the top. So I guess that's gonna have to be my Mountain Dew fix for a while. Yeah, these machines are kind of scattered throughout the ship. I'm in the Sorrento's Pizza place. They've got 2 here. I noticed one up in the Park Cafe, and I believe they got 2 in the Windjammer. And that's all the ones I know of right now. But like I was mentioning earlier with the app, you can find them on the app. They do show the location of all the drink on the app. It's all your fault. Your bling bling shop. And a Cafe Promenade, another coffee shop, snack shop. Be getting something there soon. Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Not bad. I'm gonna need 2 chai lattes, please.
2 hot chai tea lattes.
Yes, yes. And soy milk, please.
For both of them.
Yes.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Anthony.
Have a great day, sir.
You too.
Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Another thing I gotta point out, they always have a car in here. They finally got some American muscle. Another thing is this great piece of artwork here. I believe it's a big cowboy hat. Howdy, partner. You also find the next cruise. This is where you get a little bit of specialties, incentives to book on board. Generally, it's a low down payment, and also I think onboard credits, another thing they add on there, and the option to change it. I think either 2 or 3 months. If you change your mind, you can switch cruises. It's kind of what we did here just recently. And I believe this is something new to the Oasis class ships. I know it's on the Quantum class ships, but they got the robotic bartenders. All right, I'm gonna mix myself a drink here using the Bionic drink mixer bartender. That's what these guys are. Basically, you gotta read in with your card here and decide what drink you want. I'm just gonna go with one of the classics. Of course, it's just a rum and coke. All right, order is sent. Let's get a little closer. Good stuff. Rum. Everybody, I just watched everybody push the cart here. And here comes my drink. See how we did? Not bad. The Rising Tide bar. You can enter it from deck 5 here and go up to deck 8. I believe that's guest services. Yeah, there's a quick tour of the Royal Promenade. Deck 6 is short, pretty much from here over to there, starting with like your photo gallery and your schooners bar. And then the shore excursions is up there too. Now I'm on the other end of deck 6, where you'll find the Vitality Spa and Fitness Center. Another exclusive thing to the Oasis class ships. It's the Vitality Cafe, which you can get like smoothies and protein shakes. Here's a shot of the menu for the Vitality Cafe. And one thing in here I probably miss and walk right through it, being, you know, I'm a guy, but they do offer a lot of services on here in the Vitality Spa. All kinds of treatments for hair and nails and skincare. Top-notch service. Look at one of the rooms here. And they really do it up here in the fitness centers on these ships. And this one is huge. Got your bikes and your treadmill. You get to watch the ocean go by as you run your calories off. Rowing machines. Large selection of machine weights. Maybe that's the yoga room. Probably stretching there to get their mats. Large selection of free weights. And more running machines. And you have another bike room here. A lot of people ask about the toe clips, but they do have toe clips on these machines here. I went by here earlier yesterday. They had all kinds of lights flashing and stuff. It's probably a pretty big cardio workout. All right, my favorite area, the boardwalk. I feel like I'm walking through the boardwalk in Ocean City, Maryland, or Oasis, New Jersey. A little revamp here. Carving horses. These are actually a little smaller than like on the other ships. Volcan. Oh man, the hot dog house isn't open right now. I was really hoping for a hot dog. Can't get our hot dogs. I do like the progression of the horses. These are smaller than like on the other ships. We got the little arcade for kids. The carousel. And Sugar Beach. I gotta check and see if they got Zots. I love Zots. It's the only reason I ordered from Gene Berg Enterprises, because they always send me Zots. They got Playmakers, and I believe someone said that the arcade games or something in there are free to play. I have to check that out later. Then of course you got your kids swag shop for Royal Caribbean. Playmakers is actually quite big. Plenty of TV monitors and stuff. Then we got Johnny Rockets. And I gotta check. You used to be able to eat breakfast here for free, but when I looked on the cruise compass, it didn't say anything except with the charge. So I should probably ask somebody. Well, that's this gentleman over here. Excuse me, sir. You guys still serving breakfast?
Well, now we are closed.
Right now you're closed? Okay. Does breakfast come with a charge, or is that still complimentary?
It's
Complimentary, but lunch and dinner is charged. All right. Unless you're getting a milkshake. I think you still charge for the milkshakes at breakfast, right? Or don't make them. You don't make milkshakes at breakfast? Who wants a milkshake at breakfast? Thank you very much. Hey, I got my answer. This is the Abyss. Remember you took your picture upstairs standing in front of the big fish mouth. This is where it comes down at. It's closed right now at the moment, but yeah. Here is at the bottom, the exit of the Abyss. I guess there's music and stuff playing in there, and I am told I can take you guys along with me for the ride, so I can't wait. They won't let me take GoPros on the water rides, but since this is a dry ride, they let you take it, as long as it's strapped to you. And then you got the little kids' maze. You're not afraid to get caught in there, are you?
You'll be fine.
Now here is the wonderful Aqua Theater. We will have a show here. I think they do 2 shows on this trip. Maybe they do 4. Maybe they do 2 nights, 2 showings. I got to look at the cruise compass again. But yeah, we'll have a big water show here. There's actually a pool down there, and there'll be people diving and tight roping, doing all kinds of stuff down here in the water. And I believe this is where they'll have the big theater screens. And then still like a split ship, like on the Oasis and the Allura. They got the rock climbing walk. Hey, just found astronaut number 3. And then they have a rock wall on this side. Hey, honey. Remember the 2 astronauts we took your picture by? Okay, I found astronaut number 3. You want to get your picture by him? That means you got to climb up here.
Oh.
Yeah, as I finish up the walk here on Boardwalk, I will point out again that you can get yourself a balcony room here too. And it looks like they also have balcony view rooms. I'm not sure about those ones over here with the little portholes, if those are rooms or not. I'm sure they are rooms. It must be a porthole room because some of them got bigger windows in them. But yeah, this is just a cool deck. Very cool. What do you think?
Very good.
Something else I'm noticing on the elevators here. It's kind of nice. They light up, so you know if you're going up or down. They'll light up green if you're going up, or they light up red if you're going down. That way you don't have to look for just the little flashing lights. Now deck 16 is just above the pool deck. This pool deck is 15. And in the pool deck you'll find 2 big pools and a kiddie pool and a hot tub. You flip over here on the other side, you have 2 more pools. It's got a revamp from the other Oasis class ships. And as you follow along, I'll show you some other differences on the ship, but we'll get a look at Central Park down there. And I'll walk Central Park here in a little bit, but that is my wife's kind of favorite spot. It's just basically an open park in the middle of this cruise ship. The other thing that's unique about this ship is they got 2 water slides over there, and I'm gonna try, actually, I'm wrong. There's 3 water slides there. I see 3 entrances. I'm gonna try to get on those and have a little fun later on. And on this side, you got one of the big monitors. Just show cute little clips of animals and other stuff. I don't know if they have movies out here or if they have them in the Aqua Theater. I'll have to see if I can find that information. But we're gonna move over to the solarium and show you that. Another thing I just found up here in 16 is another hot tub. Looks like there's another one across the way over there too. Something else new that they got on here are these little cabana seating areas. These do come as a day rental. And of course they've got plenty of their old-fashioned seating all over the upper deck and the lower deck. Here's one demonstration of how much bigger the Wonder of the Seas is. We are ported in Nassau next to Liberty of the Seas, which is another one of Royal Caribbean's finer ships. And that's a pretty big ship. We've been on that one, I believe, on the Liberty once and the Independence twice, which are basically sister ships. I'm standing on deck 16. We have 2 more decks on top of that ship. Now here's another difference on this ship. Generally, they have a hot tub on both sides of the ship here, just in front of the solarium. But they actually converted this one more into a bar/relaxing area. Which, if it's good internet service here, maybe in the mornings I'll have to do some editing here while the missus here is working out. Now here's that other hot tub on the other side of the ship. What I love about this one, it's kind of like an infinity pool. They actually overlook the ocean in here. When we were on the outside of the ship, I didn't realize it, but I believe the glass was all the way down. So if you go underwater, you can actually see right out of the boat. Then they put some monitors up here to watch the game as you relax in the hot tub. Now we're entering the solarium. This is the adults area, 16 years and older. I thought it was a 2-level or 3-level, but it's a 2-level. I believe the upper level up there is the new restaurant, the Hook Seafood. This is huge. It's covered, just kind of protected from the wind and the harsh rays of the sun. But yeah, it's got a good quiet atmosphere. There's several hot tubs. One here, one over there. I believe there was one in the center. But as you come down the stairs here to the lower level, they got these nice wading pools. And then I've always kind of come in here in the dark, but you actually have a lovely view of the front of the ship and where you are headed. Let's see, there's the very front of the ship and the helo pad. And the waiting pool and relaxing pool. Lots of areas around here to enjoy, sit down and relax. Even got some nice padded lawn chairs. And the other hot tub. The solarium here, still have a bar. You get your drinks and refreshment. Looks like a busy spot for right now is the Solarium Bistro. You can grab breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I believe. And I believe it's all complimentary when I looked on the cruise compass.
Well, since someone don't know how to run a GoPro, I got to tell you about this El Loco Fresh restaurant here by narration. This was one of these new restaurants to us. I believe it's new, but not exclusive to the Wonder of the Seas. And they serve breakfast, which you'll see here, which was like eggs and other goodies, along with breakfast burritos. But they also serve lunch and dinner, which they have, of course, tacos and pre-made burritos, along with some other snacks and desserts and muffins. But they also, which my wife always says, how come they never have guacamole and chips? Well, we found them on the condiment station over here too, which we really like this restaurant. We actually ate here several times throughout the cruise, and as my wife is going to show you here, yeah, she really liked it as well, and gives a big thumbs up. Bam. And we'll move on.
As we leave El Loco Fresh, but this puts us onto the sports deck. We got basketball and tennis and stuff that goes on over there. It's actually over top of the boardwalk. And then Royal Caribbean has revamped their putt-putt golf. It looks like it's a big hit with all the kids right now. One thing they've done different on this ship is they revamped this area over here for more of the kids. It used to be a flow rider. It used to have twin flow riders, one here and one over there, but now they just have the one. So the kids all have a great little place to play. Little bungee jumps, slides. Down there they got a little park for them. They can pretend they're driving the ship with the pirate voice. And which isn't running right now, which we'll try later, is a zip line. Zip line runs across the top of the boardwalk. And then there's something I've been wanting to try. When they introduced this on one of the other Oasis class ships, is the Abyss. This is a dry slide. They actually, I showed you earlier, it goes all the way down to the boardwalk floor. Can't wait to try it out. The Abyss. And the bride wants to be the model today. Here's something out of 9 cruises I have yet to try, and it's the flow rider. Got to give that guy credit. He's doing a pretty good job. I would have fallen and bit it about 3 times now. I will have to say, cruise number 8 didn't have a flow rider, so it was kind of hard not to do it then. Back of the sports deck, they got more ping pong tables, and they finally enclosed them so you don't have to chase your balls all over the ship. There's something I haven't seen on any of the Royal Caribbean ships are vending machines. And yeah, it's kind of nice. Some of these vending machines got, well, like if you forgot your chargers, they actually got like walkie-talkies in case you need to stay in contact with their fellow cruise party. Some of the more important stuff, sunscreens. And then you got your Visine, your eye drops. Oh, yeah, looks like you can get some nails done. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, Listerine. I've never seen some of this stuff sold before. Important Band-Aids. Pain medicine. Advil. I needed it on the last cruise ship and they didn't sell it. Icy hot. Yeah, it's good to know. Tucked away here on deck 16. Entering Central Park is the center of Wonder of the Seas. And one of the neat things is, but you can get a balcony or a Central Park View room here, and the Wonder of the Seas is kind of like themed from Alice in Wonderland. So they do have some of these statues. If you don't think a woman with a rabbit head is weird, then maybe it's for you. There are several restaurants through here, a jewelry store, and one of our favorite restaurants we'll be eating at later is Chops. I'll show you that here in a second. But as we walk through Central Park here and enjoy the bird noises and the wonderful view, I will run a couple of ship stats past you here. This is a really relaxing area. Actually, when the wife was in the jewelry store, I kind of just sat out here last night and enjoyed the atmosphere. But the Wonder of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's largest ship, bringing in a whopping 228,000 tons. It does hold 7,900 passengers, I believe. They don't have a stat for the crew members, but it's probably close to 1,800. They do have a park cafe, which I believe is all complimentary. I think it's open from like 12:01 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. I believe that's what the cruise compass said. The total length of the ship is 1,180 feet, I believe is what. I get all my stats on the Shipmate app, so you know I'm going by them. Whether or not they're true or not, I don't know. Because this ship, they're saying the beam width is 213, and the Oasis they were saying was only 150, and I can't believe it. I mean, 213 sounds more like it. There's a bar outside here. And one of the other attractions on the Oasis class ships is the Rising Tide. This bar actually either starts here and finishes on the Promenade deck. So this is deck 8, Promenade's deck 5. So you get to ride as you train all the way down, or you can do the opposite, ride it up. I'll try to get on that later on the cruise here. Let's go this way. All right, I think we made it. I think it said the total top speed of this was 26.2 knots. That's tall, and they actually were moving really good this morning. Here's Chops Grill. We'll be eating lunch there one of these days this week. There's another one of those weird creatures. One thing I didn't notice, I don't know if it's new on this particular ship, is you can actually see the big screen up by the pool on the pool deck up there. So I guess you can watch it down here. I don't ever remember seeing that on any of the other ships. Then we got Dumbo. But I don't really know what's going on with the astronaut. He's kind of hiding around the ship here. The second spot I've seen him at. I don't know how many astronauts are on this. If anybody knows, leave a comment. And here we've reached the end of Central Park. And they actually have a street sign letting you know which way's forward, which way's back, and which way the lobbies are. Here's 150 Central Park, which is another restaurant, and I believe we passed Geneva's on the way through. We haven't ate at either of those yet, so I don't really know what they're like. This is my lovely bride's favorite area on the ship. I like the boardwalk. You ready to go see the boardwalk? Get some hot dogs?
Hot dog, no.
Yes, Route 66, I'm right here. No, different route, but
I just noticed that this is a big, looks like a big mustard container. It's even got the little pointy thing on the top. Here's a couple other new things are on this ship. They've got some new specialty dining restaurants, and this is a Hook Seafood. We haven't had a chance to try it yet, but it is on our bucket list. I don't know if they'll let me walk around in here. Let's go see. Guess the worst they can do is kick me out, right? It's open. Good morning. Can I walk around? Can I walk around already? Oh, hi. Hi. Can I just chill? Oh, all right. Thank you. Go ahead. Now this is the floor right above the Solarium Bistro. So you're going to get a nice, wonderful atmosphere looking out over the ocean and all the noise of the solarium down below. This is breakfast time right now. Generally, towards the afternoon and evening when this is open, it's a little bit more quieter down there. Yeah, I really like the decorations of this. Have to see, I think they do have an open spot later on the cruise, and see if I can get in on it. Thank you. Here's another new restaurant, Wonderland. It's kind of decorated real neat. It's basically taken after Alice in Wonderland. And from my understanding, the menu is... Good morning. Can I come in here?
Please.
All right. How are you doing today?
Good, good.
So can you explain this restaurant a little bit? I don't know how the menu works.
This is the Alice in Wonderland, based on the story Alice in Wonderland, and it's an imaginative cuisine.
Okay.
Yes, you can check out the menu if you like by painting and coloring it, please.
Oh, so I gotta wet it down?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. This is different. A different way of getting the menu. Is this green? Everybody's going green using the app for menus. I'm joking.
Yeah. That was really, can use it over and over.
So I guess it would be green. Pretty cool. Take a look out
Just
here.
have a look.
Pretty cool. You get a wonderful view of the boardwalk down here, and some of the chairs, all the captain chairs, got rabbit ears. Nice spiral staircase. I think I just went down the rabbit hole. Here we are. Look at Wonderland. Very interesting.
You like it?
Yeah, thank you. Have a
Thank you
good
very
afternoon.
much. You too.
And here is a Zoomies. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but we ate here earlier in the week. Got some sushi and it was wonderful, but the place is decorated really nicely too. Like the Kung Fu Cat.
Good morning.
Morning. Got a bunch of people in there right now. I don't want to bother them. We already got the main dining room. It's on, just like the majority of all the ships, it's on level 3, 4, and 5. We are on level 5, which is the Royal Promenade. It's actually redone and it's actually beautiful. A lot of glass sculptures. I'm not noticing the big stairways that a lot of the older ships have. Look at this. That's pretty cool. I tried to get in on level 3. It wasn't open earlier. Is there any way to get to level 3?
Yeah, just by the stair.
Oh, is it open? It was closed earlier.
Same like that?
Yep. Well, a half hour, an hour ago, it was closed. All the doors were shut.
No, they are branched down that way.
Okay.
But now it's open.
It's now open? Okay, thank you. Big beautiful sculpture there in the center. We'll go down to level 3 and we'll get a look up. It's closed. It said it was open. Every day outside the main dining rooms, they do give you a menu to look at, or you can find it on your cruise compass in the app and the cruise compass. My wife just broke into the place. But this is dining room number 3 here. Just kind of get a look on the architecture here. It's always beautiful. 3 levels of dining, and in the evening this place is usually packed from the bottom to the ceiling. Just get a look at that. Pretty cool. Said a lot of the older ships usually have a big beautiful stairway here, but now they just got a big beautiful piece of art. She runs away and leaves me here to be caught. 3, 4, and 5 all have ocean view. Sometimes if you're lucky enough, you can get a table right next to the ocean. And last but not least, they have the Mason Jar, which is a southern restaurant and bar style thing. I guess my take on the menu would be more like the Cracker Barrel. Another difference on the ships is the older ones, all the other ones we always cruise on, had an interactive touch display. So you can find out where you're on the ship. This one's just got the old-fashioned way here, but I think what Royal Caribbean's trying to do is drive you more to using their app on their on your cell phones. The app is working a lot better than it has in the last couple of years. Now the real theater is found on deck 4 and 5. It is a 2-story, beautiful theater, and they have production shows all week long. And here you find Studio B. Studio B is an ice rink. That's right, we're out in the middle of the Caribbean on a ship with a skating rink. And they do have a wonderful skating show sometime. I think they have 2 shows this week. Let's go look at the skating rink. See, I told you there's an ice skating rink out in the Caribbean. Right now it's just an open free skate. They do have that. Like I said, later on, a couple times this week, there'll actually be an ice skating, figure skating show. And Studio B always surprises me. You know, the ice skating rink is not very big, but those guys can still do all the spins and tricks and stuff. The limited space. Along with Studio B down on deck 4 is the Casino El Royal. And my understanding is it's kind of split in 2. You got a smoking side and a non-smoking side, and I always get it backwards, so I'm probably going to find the smoking side. First you got to go down a hallway around Studio B. There's a quick run through of the casino. I'm not quite sure if I'm supposed to be recording in there or not, but nobody yelled at me. Alright, now it's time to try the Total Abyss. We wanted to do this for a long time. Wish me luck. Alright, now to take the fast track down to deck 6. We're on deck 16 and check that view out. Cross, you said?
Yeah, let's go. Put your hat.
But I'm scared. Lay back?
Yeah, let's go.
Are you always in a hurry?
Yay.
I made it! I got dizzy that time. Well, that wasn't so bad.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. Alright guys, I did it. I might do it again. But yeah, here's a look from underneath. Went down all that tubing. And just like the sign here says, I survived the abyss. The ultimate abyss. But yeah, so I hope I answered all your guys' questions on what you were wondering about Wonder of the Sea. Wonder of the Sea is a beautiful ship. Our cabin was beautiful, and the cabin attendant was super friendly. And we had great weather all the way through the cruise up until the last day. It's kind of a repeat of the last cruise we were on. Maybe it's because we're all sad because we're heading home. This is the first time in 9 cruises that they gave advisories not to get up on the upper deck. You know, don't want anybody getting blown overboard. One of the things I wanted to do today, you know, on this last sea day was get some of the water slides in. I was unable to do that because they had the water slide shut down because, you know, they're on the upper deck where you start, and of course they come down on the lower deck. But for some reason they did have the Ultimate Abyss open, and I've been waiting to get on that ride ever since they put it on the Symphony or the Harmony, one of those 2 Oasis class ships. Is when they first put that Ultimate Abyss on there, and I was able to ride that. For some reason, maybe it's because it's in the back of the ship, they had that open, and yeah, I did go down it a couple of times, and you guys probably already know that. Probably already showed it. But yeah, hey, enough about slides. I've got oh, I didn't get on the flow rider either. Maybe on the 10th cruise. But yeah, I got some stats for you guys. More stats. And I do got to make a correction from earlier, because I got some numbers. Like I said, the Shipmate app didn't have all the numbers, and so I got some more numbers for you. Unlike the second formal night, they usually have a parade to honor the chefs on the ship here. And they always announce how much food is consumed and served on these ships, and it's always mesmerizing. So I actually asked for some numbers, the numbers that they called out, and lo and behold, Royal Caribbean actually brought over the main chef, the guy that heads up all of this and knows all the numbers because he's serving the food every day. So here's a picture of iFan. I believe that's how his name is spelled. He didn't really act like he wanted his picture taken, but he let me take it. And I kind of want to honor some of the guys that we do not see that are behind the scenes of on these ships. Because the food was really good on the ship. So we'll start out with the lobster tail. The lobster tail is basically served on the second formal night, and I am a little disappointed because they've always, pretty much everything you can have as much as you want, except for they kind of cut back on the lobster tail. So lobster tail, they actually served 4,800 lobster tail in one night. And we'll move on to the New York steak. He said they served roughly 5,000 pounds of steak. Some of these numbers are the servings from the main dining room and the Windjammer. I don't think they had lobster tail in the Windjammer. The tenderloin, don't remember seeing that on the menu, but we didn't eat at the main dining room every night, said was 9,000 pounds. Eggs, this is where it gets really big. He said between 12 to 18,000 dozen. Okay, so if you take 18,000 times it by 12, if I'm doing my math right, that came out to be roughly 216,000 eggs. That's a lot of eggs. They made a joke, so there's one chicken that's really busy on the ship. Chicken breast was 12 to 14,000 pounds. They said they pretty much served about 80,000 meals a day, except for port days. Port days, he said, is roughly 60,000 meals. Now that's throughout the, I believe it was throughout the ship. So yeah, that's a lot of meals. It's a lot of food, and it's a lot of people. Yeah, earlier I mentioned that the capacity of passengers, I think, was 7,900. That's what the shipmate app said. But throughout the cruise, they kind of had the numbers. Most people were wearing them on their shirt because they bought a Wonder to See shirt. I didn't get one of those, but they said, but the numbers were 6,900 passengers, 2,300 crew members. But we weren't at full capacity. There was only roughly 6,400 people on this particular cruise. They did say an average person on the 8-night cruise gains about 7 pounds. Well, I think I can put a 1 in front of that. I don't think it was quite 17 pounds, but yeah, so I think it's time to get out of here. So keep cruising and enjoy the ride. Catch you later.
Honey. Too much sugar. Too much drink. Too much sugar.